Did you know that one of humanity's greatest achievements, the historic moon landing, was closely tied to a firearm? Yes, you heard that right. A gun played a critical role in ensuring that the Apollo 11 crew touched down safely on the moon and returned home against all odds. It might sound like science fiction or a conspiracy theory, but this fact is 100% true. Keep watching, because once you hear this story, you'll never look at the moon landing or firearms the same way again. Now let's go back to the 1960s. It was the peak of the space race, a time when the United States and the Soviet Union were in fierce competition to dominate space exploration. Apollo 11, famously commanded by Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, was NASA's defining mission to land humans on the moon and bring them back safely. But what most people don't know is that the mission could have faced catastrophic failure, not in space, but on Earth itself. Imagine this. The Apollo crew had safely completed their lunar mission. They gathered moon rocks, took breathtaking photos, and recorded iconic moments like Neil Armstrong's first steps on the lunar surface. But after that, the journey wasn't over. The crew faced an unexpected, life-threatening danger upon their return to Earth, and their survival relied on what had been deliberately included in their spacecraft, a special firearm called the Makarov pistol. You see, re-entering Earth's atmosphere and landing in the ocean was just the beginning. The Apollo crew knew they might not land near a rescue location. With this in mind, NASA packed survival kits for the astronauts, and included in those kits were firearms, not to ward off aliens, but for a much more terrestrial reason: wild animals, potentially dangerous wilderness, and self-defense in case they ended up stranded in unfamiliar territories. Yes, the Makarov pistol wasn't just any gun, it was versatile, dependable, and lightweight, making it the perfect survival tool. But here's where it gets even more incredible. Just imagine, what if the Apollo capsule had accidentally splashed down in a remote jungle instead of the ocean? They could have faced predators like tigers, snakes, or even hostile humans. That Makarov pistol would have been their lifeline, their last line of defense between them and the dangers of Earth, even after accomplishing the monumental feat of landing on the moon. Let me be clear. This wasn't just a precautionary measure for show. NASA officials were meticulous when planning for post-mission emergencies. The Makarov pistol had a reputation for being rugged and reliable in harsh conditions, a critical factor when considering the unpredictability of space missions. And while the Apollo 11 team didn't end up needing the pistol themselves during their mission, this firearm decision influenced survival planning for multiple NASA missions. Now, consider this. A tool so historically tied to Earth and its controversies became part of a milestone that quite literally touched the stars. This dual-purpose thinking, the paradox of needing earthly weapons to address cosmic explorations, highlights the incredible complexity of technological innovation and preparedness. When people think of the moon landing, they think of astronauts, spacesuits, and lunar modules. Rarely do they think of firearms. Yet this hidden weapon, quietly stowed away for emergencies, represents the countless unseen layers of planning behind human achievement. It reminds us that the journey to create a better or more advanced society will always be marked by unexpected necessities, by tools that were once created for completely different purposes. So, the next time you see photos of the Apollo missions, remember this little-known fact. Those brave astronauts were accompanied not just by cutting-edge space technology, but also by the age-old practicality of a rugged gun. Who would have thought that a firearm would help safeguard the greatest leap ever made for mankind? And who knows what other incredible tales are hiding behind the curtains of history? Stay tuned, because the world of firearms and their sometimes surprising role in history is far from ordinary.